See what you can delegate and focus on those things that are must. Second, what you read is so essential. Reading can save your business. Reading can save your family. Reading can save your soul. You know what I'm saying? So what is your goal for reading this year? How many books do you want to read? And actually start to practice, because it's reading it and then practicing it. Number 3, do not disturb is your ministry. Okay. Be a part of the do not disturb ministry club. And with people in your life, just communicate. Hey, these 3 hours, these 4 hours, I won't be available. I love you so much. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm literally sitting in the room and it's locked. So nobody can come in. So for these 3 hours, 4 hours, nothing's wrong. Don't panic. I'll call you back. And then what you listen to every day matters. And what you speak out of your mouth matters, because your soul is always listening to what you say.
Hey, it's Logan Renee of the SOULKATION podcast, the home of all things soul care, a place where we heal, we grow, and we laugh, all while you're building your 6-figure business or CEO career.
Hey tribe, welcome back to another episode of the SOULKATION podcast. I am your host, Logan Renee. Super excited about having this topic of conversation on hacks to saving time in our business, because it's important, okay? Saving time, saving money, saving energy. They are all important. I want to give a special shout out first to LCC Books. He said that he loves the podcast. It's very unique and it's very helpful. I will always say this is your podcast. This is your show. So anything that you are liking, anything you want more of, just let me know. I'm at Logan Renee on Instagram. Just DM me and let me know what you're thinking about the show and how I can even go deeper with some of the content. So how can we save time? First, out the gate, again, thank you again, LCC Books. But number 1, out of the gate, a hack is cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. That's the first hack, baby. We got to cut some stuff out. Okay. You want to save time? Cut back. Every Sunday night, look at what you can remove from your schedule for the week. Like, is this really necessary? A really good hack that Brian Tracy always talks about is putting the number of importance, or the alphabet of importance beside it. Is this an A task, a B task, a C task, or a D task? A task is super important. I have to get this done today. A B task is, if I get everything done in A, I can do this. A C task is, I know D is delegate. And C is not so important, but it still has to get done. So it eventually has to work its way up to A. D is what you can just delegate to somebody else to do, child. So that you have time to focus on the things that you must do. The A's, putting the letter A beside your task is so helpful. And that's the only thing you pay attention to. Sometimes on my list, when I'm winding down and I've knocked out all my A tasks, for some of my B tasks, I'll put bed. Like, I'll work on this in bed. Like, it doesn't require so much thought. It's something that's mundane, something that's very routine. So I even put bed beside it, because I'm like, I don't have to think about this. So I can even watch like an episode or something like that. But A task, no TV on, no radio on, no, music on, unless, music is your thing of how you get into the vibe. You know what vibe you need to set to get into work. Sometimes I'll listen to like instrumental hip hop, or instrumental R&B, or somebody's greatest hits for the year, but it's no words. It's just instrumental music or whatever. And I love that, because it gives me a vibe. It gives me a little bounce, you know what I'm saying? A little jig session real quick, but I'm still able to focus, on the task at hand. And if it's not a must, then it gets moved to the next week, or it's a C task, or like I said, you hire somebody to help you that's really, really good at it. If you hate it, go ahead and delegate it out. Number 2, I would say download the SOULKATION must read list. Tribe is so, so important. If you want to save time in your business, you have to incorporate learning about business. You have to incorporate learning about your specific niche or your specific field. Why would somebody pick you as their dentist and not Shelley from down the street? You know what I'm saying? Why are they going to choose you to be their consultant? Why would they pick you? It's separating yourself. So what are you spending your time reading, learning about? And it's for you, it's for your benefit, and then make it fun. Find different ways to make it fun, whether it's an audio book, like I talked about on another episode, using the app Libby, Libby. It's a free library app. How can you incorporate learning as much as possible? And if you're a book person, this Soulcation Must Read list is essential, okay? Like essential. And my goal is to have the tribe to be continuous learners, because if we're not growing as a tribe, we are staying the same. I don't want to be the same podcast host I was in season 1. And if you go back and listen to a lot of the episodes, I'm not. I want to grow as the host, and I want the tribe to come along. I want us to grow together and then grow in our own lanes. All of us do something differently. You know what I'm saying? And if we all become excellent in things we do, we can help each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like a win-win. So if you work with people, if you're in a relationship, if you have children, if you have any business goals, if you want multiple streams of incomes, if you're dealing with insecurity, procrastination, self-doubt, I have read over 350 books, since I've been starting my business. So this book list that I'm recommending you are the creme de la creme, okay? And every book that I've read is not on that list, but I'm pulling out the books. I'm like, girl, read this, please, tonight. Don't miss it, okay? Hug it. Have a conversation with it, okay? Some books I'll go back and just pick, like Tony Gaskins, Mrs. Wright. I was having a very insecure night one time. I'm telling y'all all my business. Very insecure. I don't know why. I was just like, God, listen, like, she cute. Like, why husband? Like, what's going on? Like, seriously, God, like, what's going on? And I don't share my books with friends, family, nobody. Everybody know, like, team, hashtag, no, not sharing books. Because I go back and I reference them. I write notes in the back. So I picked up Tony Gaskins' book, Mrs. Wright, just reading different things. And I can't date myself. I can't marry myself. Only thing that I can do is continue working on myself. That's it. And just reading that little simple statement from his book just helped me. And I was able to go to bed and be cool. Next day, back in the work, back in the grind, back on the soul care, like, what else could I do? I had my moment, and then I had my reference book there to go to. So the Soulcation Must Read list is going to give you those staples that you need on your shelf, honey, that you need in your heart, that you can just pull them back up and reference them. You can get the entire list at Logan Renee on my Instagram, or you can just click in the show notes and the link will be right there also. Number 3 is do not disturb. If you've been following, let me sip my coffee. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, Bulletproof. Shout out to you. If you've been following these podcast shows, Do Not Disturb is my ministry. Okay. I should get an award. Apple should pay me, for the recommendation of Do Not Disturb. It's a ministry around it. Okay. This all you got to do is tell these people in your life, I love you, sis, cousin, boo. But from 6 to 9, I'm working on building my brand. I'm working on finishing my dissertation. I'm working out. I'm studying. I am producing content. I love you. But literally on these days, I'll be doing the same thing. And me and my sister were talking about it over Christmas. It's so hard for me to explain to people what I'm doing. And I realized people really ain't listening no way. So I have learned to make it quick and tell people what I'm doing. But when we don't outline, what we're doing, people think, okay, well, that should only take her 30 minutes. Nah, bruh, I'm about to be doing this for like 4 or 5 hours strong. You know what I'm saying? And for people who love you, you just go ahead and tell them, like, this is going to take some time. I wish it only took me 2 minutes to write a blog, but it takes longer than that. So I'll be busy for these 4 to 5 hours. I love you. If it's an emergency, you can come up with your own creative way Mine's is call me and then text me and say like SOS, it's an emergency, it's going down. Like send me something like dramatic. And, once I check my phone, then I'll hit you back. But do not disturb is going to be your best friend in business. Say you have to finish your book. You have to come up with your content for YouTube. You want to plan something for your family because maybe during COVID, you realize you really don't know your kids, or you really need to reconnect with your spouse, or you need to reconnect with old friends that you've set aside for years or whatever. Just let them know up front. Number 4, what you listen to matters. What you listen to matters. Not only can you save time in your business by what you read, because reading is going to help you change some of the things you've been doing that probably did not work, but also what you listen to, what you put in your ear gates is so important. One podcast I love outside of the Soulkation podcast is How I Built This. And it's by a guy named Guy Raz, NPR. And it's basically interviewing all the great companies that all of us have ever used ever in life. I mean, from everybody's on that podcast. Kate Spade was on there before she passed away. Ben and Jerry's, Five Guys, just interviewing the greats, Carol's daughter, the greats, how they got where they are, the struggles that they went through. It's very encouraging just to listen to other people's stories so you won't feel like you're alone. Inspiring Habits on YouTube, great motivational not podcast, but he puts together clips of different people speaking, authors, coaches, just the greats. He'll put them together in one video. So I always listen. I listen to it right before I start recording this episode, because it just gasses you a little bit, and reminds you why you're doing it. And there are books on YouTube that's for free. If you're not a sit down reader, maybe look at the Soulkation must read list and say, okay, let me see if this is on YouTube or whatever. And if it's not, I recommend you getting the physical copy of those books. And for those of you who enroll in the Soul Care Coaching Program, you actually receive free mantras and free declarations that you can read to yourself every single morning. There's nothing greater than hearing your own voice claim what it is that you're looking to receive. When your soul and your mouth collide, greatness happens. That's when greatness really, really happens. Let me do a real quick recap. And remember, this is just part 1, honey. So you want to be back for part 2. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. That's what you want to do first. You want to save time in your business. See what you can cut out. See what you can eliminate. See what you can delegate, and focus on those things that are must. Second, what you read is so essential. Reading can save your business. Reading can save your family. Reading can save your soul. You know what I'm saying? So what is your goal for reading this year? How many books do you want to read? And actually start to practice, because it's reading it and then practicing it. Number 3, do not disturb is your ministry. Okay. Be a part of the Do Not Disturb Ministry Club. And with people in your life, just communicate. Hey, these 3 hours, these 4 hours, I want to be available. I love you so much. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm literally sitting in the room and it's locked, so nobody can come in. So for these 3 hours, 4 hours, nothing's wrong. Don't panic. I'll call you back. And then what you listen to every day matters, and what you speak out of your mouth matters, because your soul is always listening to what you say. Right. So yeah, that's it for the hacks to saving time in your business. Make sure you leave a review under this episode and share this episode with your friends. We love getting 5 stars, but we also love your feedback. I'll catch you on the next episode of the Soulkation podcast.
My hope is that your soul just went on a vacay and you have tools that you can apply to your life today. For more in-depth tools, head on over to loganrenee.com. Also, if you have questions that weren't answered on this episode, email your questions to logan@loganrenee.com and I'll answer them here on the show. I'll talk to you soon.